Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Wholesale Real Estate Investing Show number 279 by SAHA on this August 3rd, 2016 Wisdom Wednesday show. On a humid day here in Phoenix, Arizona, where I'm hanging out from. Why don't you type in, let us know where you're hanging out from, because we always like to see where you guys are hanging out from. You can ask some questions if you like, whatever it is you want to do. Hit the comment box up, all right? So, the good news and the bad news, guys. I'm going to get straight to it today. The good news is I'm going to still continue doing these shows. The bad news is I'm going to be discontinuing this Wisdom Wednesday mid-session show because, sometimes you just got to back off a little bit because there's life. No, it's actually not life. It's just the business. I've got to put a little bit more focus on building this business so that I can achieve the financial freedom that I'm after, the financial freedom that you're after, the reason you're here watching these shows, to get this information to help you on your path to achieving everything that you want in this life. And what I have found past couple of months here is that, and you obviously it's kind of shown by how many of these shows have been missed over the past couple of months, is that there's just a lot going on right now that we need to get organized and in place and fixed up so that this business system can be running smoother and operating at a much higher level than what it is right now. And I need a little more time for that. And this mid-session show here, I have found over the past couple of weeks especially, is really breaking my momentum a little bit. I know that it's probably a good mid-session boost for you guys to come in here and be able to get some good information, get jacked up and excited again, and keep you going for the rest of your session here. But I just can't do it for right now. So I'll continue doing the New Up Day and Friday shows, the Freedom Friday shows. So those will be here. You still have the great kickoff to your session so that you can get out here and get going and get motivated to start it off. And then you got 4 days. Get out there and make it happen. And then Freedom Friday will give you that another nice boost to carry you through the celebration and keep you motivated to do what you need to do to become a successful wholesale real estate investor, okay? So that's the bad news. Like I said, the good news, still holding 2 a week. Oh, sorry, 2 a session. And, so we'll still have that for you. So, getting back to the theme that I've kind of been running with for these past few shows, if you may not have noticed, has been placed pretty highly upon personal development. And here again, too, comes the good news and bad news. The good news is that hopefully you have now come to understand that the real key to your success lies within inside of you. So the personal development side has hopefully come to light as the more important piece to understanding, learning, doing, and becoming successful in wholesale real estate. All of the other stuff, all of the how-to stuff, yes, it's important. You got to have it. There's certain things you got to know how to do, and that'll come. But even if it comes without the personal development side, without you being the type of person who is built for success, the type of person who is a successful thinker, the type of person who looks at things a little bit differently than most, the type of person who uses accurate thinking and does not just accept what comes your way, then you'll have the success that you're looking for when it starts coming, and it'll continue to build instead of having a little success and having it stagnate, and then having a little success and having it stagnate, and up and down and up and down and up and down, which is kind of what you're used to and accustomed to for most people. A lot of people won't even have any success because they're just not built for anything, any kind of success whatsoever. So what I'm trying to say here is that really without personal development, you're sunk. You know, the thing is the way that you think right now is actually what's going to end up sinking you. Because let me say it. A lot of folks don't really understand what personal development really is. They think it's a bunch of hokey hoorah stuff that, you know, gets people excited. They spend a lot of money going to seminars and stuff, and they get, you know, all excited, and then nothing happens. Reason why people go back to these seminars and they spend a lot of money is personal development is not easy. Okay, there's a successful way of thinking, and there's an unsuccessful way of thinking. And unfortunately, most of the population has been conditioned their entire life towards the unsuccessful way of thinking. And because it's all we know, because that's all we've ever been exposed to, it's very, very difficult to even picture or imagine what the other side is, what that successful thinking side looks like. And so, since it's not something that's physically visual to people, you know, unless you yourself are a successful person that they can see your success, right? Other people don't have that ability to envision something that isn't physically visible. Does that make sense to you? And you might be kind of realizing right now that this might be you a little bit as well too. I know it was me for sure for a long time, until I actually started really getting into personal development, and I really started seeing that, you know, the way that I was thinking, the way that I viewed things was very disempowering to me. You know, it wasn't giving me a drive, and it wasn't fulfilling any of my goals and dreams, and it was exactly what had gotten me to the place where I didn't want to be, which is where I was. And you know, that's where that's potentially where you're at right now. I mean, some of you guys on the show, I know you're beyond that, but for a large group, and especially a lot of the people that are wanting to get into this type of a thing, that's probably where you're at right now. And so the personal development side is all about looking at, you know, what that is that's in here now that's actually preventing you from being successful. Understanding how the mind works. That's really what personal development is. The mind is who you are. And so who you are, you know, how the mind works is creating who you are. It's created the life that you have right now. Everything that you've ever been exposed to your entire life, you know, it goes into this vault up here called your brain or your mind, and it never leaves. It never leaves. Never. So when you get a piece of information, you have an opportunity come your way, and you're analyzing that opportunity, you only have what you've been exposed to, what's in here now to draw from, to make your conclusions, and to draw your analysis from, and to make a decision about things. So it's all of that information that's in there that's driving you to your decisions, and it's your decisions, obviously, that are creating the actions that you take, which produce the results that you have. So let's see here. If the results that you have aren't what you want, and they are a result of the actions that you've been taking, how do you start to take different actions? You have to have different information to draw from so that you can make a different analysis. You can come up with a different conclusion that will allow you to make a different decision and take a different action. You see what I mean? It all starts with how you think about it. So if you still think about it the old way, you're still going to feel the same way about it. You're still going to draw the same conclusion about it. You're still going to take the same action about it. You're still going to get the same result about it. So you have to look at that. What's created my results? It's the actions that I've taken. What creates the actions that I've taken? It's the decisions that I make. What drives the decisions that I make? It's the way that I feel about the information that I've gotten. Well, what makes me feel the way that about that information that I've gotten? It's what I think about it. And what I think about it, where does what I think about it come from? It comes from everything that I know, right? Well, where did everything that I know come from? That's the real question here. Where did everything that you know today come from? You know, is it totally all your original ideas? Sorry, it's not, all right? It's like maybe 1% of your own original ideas. Everything that's in here right now has come from someone else your entire life, starting from the day you were born, which one of the very first words that you heard within probably the first at least month of your existence on this planet was no, right? First time you picked something up and you stuck it in your mouth, what did they say? No, don't eat that. So you got all this negative stuff going into your mind, right? Then you start watching TV and you start hearing all this BS that's coming into your mind, you know, and then, you know, you start, oh, where do my notes go on this? You know, and then, but then you start getting all of this false information. You know, people say things because they're coming from this same place. Everything that they got from somebody else, that came from everything that the person before them got from somebody else, and the person before them got from somebody else, and it comes down through the ages. It's actually called social heredity. So we talk about inheriting things, you know, your genes, right? The things that you've inherited, the color of your hair, the color of your eyes, you know, whether you have facial hair or not, you know, if you're tall, if you're short, if you're skinny, you're fat, you know, all of these things are inherited things that are in your genes, right? Well, there's a thing called social inheritance, right? And that is the mental things that you've inherited. All of those things that from the ages of your family that have come down through the generations that have been passed on to you. All of the thoughts and ideas that have come from your family. So unless you come from a family of very successful people who have been, you know, implanting into your mind since the day you were born successful attitudes and successful ways of thinking, successful thoughts and ideas, you don't have that right now. Does that make sense to you? You don't have all of that success thinking information in your mind right now. Personal development is all about finding why you don't have successful information in your mind and learning how to replace what's in there now with that kind of information. That's why personal development is so powerful. That's why I say without personal development, you're sunk. You're not ever going to be able to achieve the success that you want to achieve. There's a term called programming. Televisions use it, right? Television programming. Do you think that it's just the programming of the station? Or do you think that maybe the information that's coming through that television set is actually programming you? It is. And it's this programming that we've got all of our lives. All of the stuff that's inside of us has created a program, like a computer program, right? Let's say you were a robot, right? And you're supposed to make all these movements and yada, 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 and you're remotely controlled. And your owner hits the button that says, robot, go forward. And you don't do anything. You just stand there. Why does the robot not go forward? Why don't you go forward? Because the robot is programmed a certain way. And inside that programming somewhere, it doesn't say go forward on the go forward command. So what do you have to do to make that robot go forward? You got to call up the company and say, hey, you know what? My robot doesn't go forward. What do I do? And the guy says, oh, okay, well, do you have your program that came with the robot, the disk? All right, yeah. Put the disk in your computer. All right. Now, you see the 47,000 files that are there? Yeah. Go down to file, 43,271. All right. You see right there where it says robot should go forward upon go forward command. Yeah, I see. Okay, I got that. Right. Now, following that, there's two boxes. There's an X box or an N box and a Y box. Which box is checked? And you go, oh, well, the N box is checked. Okay, uncheck the N box and check the Y box, right? We got it. We have to change that little piece in the program. And you're like, okay, uncheck, check. Right? There you go. Your robot should go forward now. All right, thank you very much. And you go, robot go forward. And the robot goes forward. Because it's in the programming. You see what I'm talking about now? It's in your programming. You're programmed for a certain level of success. It's been taught to you your entire life. All that information is in there. And no matter what you do, all that information is going to limit you to the level of success that you're programmed to be able to manage, to be able to achieve, to be able to, like I said, to manage really what it comes down to. You're never going to have more than what you can take on. So you need to become the kind of person who can take on more. That's where our Napoleon Hill prayer comes in. Asking not for more riches, but for more wisdom, right? I want more wisdom to make better use of the riches given to me at birth. Well, one of the greatest riches that was ever given to you at birth was the power to control and direct your own mind, right? Now, we don't understand that when we're kids and we're growing up and all this other information is getting put in there. We don't realize that we can control and direct our own mind. We don't realize that if somebody tells us that, you know what, it takes money to make money. Okay, it takes money to make money. All right, if I want to make money, I got to have money. Well, when then you get older, right? You're like, well, I really want to make some money, but I got to have money to make money. I can't make money if I don't have money. How am I going to make money? Well, the only way I know to make money is to get a job, right? So you get a job, but you were never programmed to now start saving that money either. So, because especially in today's world, the younger generation, you were raised on the whole idea of if you want something, just pull out the credit card and pay for it and buy it and pay it off later, right? You don't need to have money. So now you're not programmed to save anything. So you got the job, you're not programmed to save anything, and here you are a couple of years down the road going, man, I want more money, but I got this job, but it's not enough because I don't have any money left over at the end of the week. What am I going to do? How can I get more money? And the only thing you know is, well, I got to get a second job. And then, of course, all we end up doing is just spending more of the money that we make, and we still end up at the end of the week after working 2 jobs with no extra money to save. So it's in that programming. That's why I say personal development is so important, because you got to learn you got to learn where those thoughts came from, right? Where did that thought come? Why do I think that I have to have money to make money? Is that true? Have you ever stopped and questioned something like that, right? Is that really true? Why do I think that? Is that really true? Do I really have to have money to make money? The truth is, no, you don't. You know what it takes to make money? Creativity. Yeah. It takes creativity to make money. Okay? Just that little twist right there. Go into your files. File number 1,374,265, where it says it takes money to make money. Box is checked yes. Uncheck that box so that it says no. And then go back to file number 1,374,226, where it says it takes creativity to make money. Uncheck the no in that box and check the Y. Change your programming think differently about things, and now you've just positioned yourself for a little bit more success. How many times do you think you might have to do that? How many files are in your head? How many programming pieces are in your head that you need to go uncheck the Y box and check the no box on and go find a different file, or put in a different file maybe, and go check the Y box on that one, so you can start utilizing that information and increase your ability a little bit more to become successful. I might be sounding like some sort of alien to you right now talking about this stuff, but this is what it's all about. Successful people think differently than unsuccessful people do. Rich people think differently than poor people do. It's just the way it is. Excuse me. And if you want to become one of those successful people, if you want to become one of those wealthy people, you have to learn how to think like they do. And the only way for you to learn how to think like they do is through adopting a personal development plan, a personal development program, a personal development system, and start figuring it out. It's like your mind is a fertile field, right? A fertile garden, or a field. We'll say a field, because it's got to be pretty big. So it's a fertile field, right? And one day you say, I'm going to go see what's out in my field. And you go out there and you're like, what is this thing growing here? And what is that thing growing there? I don't know. How did this stuff get here, right? And so you got to think about, well, how did this stuff get here? Because you're like, I want this field to be growing some luscious, fruits and vegetables here that can benefit me, that can empower me. These weeds here aren't doing me any good. But how did they get here? So you're like, well, they got here because I didn't pay any attention to what the wind was blowing in, and I just let it go, right? That's how the stuff got in your mind. You didn't pay any attention to what the wind was blowing into your ears, right? Or into your eyes, or in through your nose, or that you were touching, through your senses. You didn't pay any attention to what was coming into your mind. And so all this stuff is now in there. Personal development teaches you to first, hey, let's go take a walk in your field and see what's there and figure out how it got there. Now that you know how it got there, you're like, okay, well, how can I prevent this? Well, I really can't prevent it so much. But I can pay attention to when the wind blows and what kind of crap is being blown into my field. And I can go out there and I can rake it up and get rid of it. Now, I can't get it all. A few things are going to stick, and I'll have to go out there and pluck them every once in a while. But now that I know how they got here, what am I going to do about it? Well, first of all, I got to pull a bunch of this stuff because I can't even get anything done here. And then the second thing I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to till this soil because there's roots in there that'll probably grow back. So I got to till up this soil and get all those roots out of here so that I can then go plant some new things that I want to see it growing in my field, right? I want to plant my vegetables, and I want to plant my fruit trees, and I want to plant, my salsa garden, and I want to plant my herbs, and I want to plant those things in my garden. Now, does the dirt care what you put into it? No. If you put a weed seed in there, is dirt going to go, hey, don't put that in here. I don't want that in here. It's not. So does your mind care what somebody else has put in there? It doesn't. It doesn't care what's put in there. But if you're there to say, hey, whoa, 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 I don't want this seed in my dirt. Get that out of here. I don't want that thought in my mind. Get that out of here, right? You can prevent those weeds and those wrong, those unsuccessful, disempowering thoughts from entering your mind in the first place. So that's the next step, is once you figure out what's in there, you got to figure out, okay, well, I got to stop more from coming in. How do I stop more from coming in? That's the hard part, because there's crap coming in all the time. You got to constantly be on guard for it, going, whoa, none of that, no, none of that. Oh, there, that's good. I'll take that. You got to be on guard for that stuff 24/7. Because, I mean, look around you. Where does bad, negative, BS, disempowering, false information come from? Everywhere. Everybody. You got to be on guard for that stuff and not let it in. Then you got to till it all up inside there and go, all right, get all this nasty stuff. Because we got to start killing this stuff off and planting some good stuff. So, wholesale real estate, right? Just like anything else. It's a game. It's part of the money game. It's part of the success game. And if you don't understand the rules, if you don't think right about how this game is played, it's not going to get you where you want to go. I don't really understand. I don't really know how I can make this any stronger. Like I said, the good news is now you know what you need. Now you know what you really need. The bad news is it's not easy. It's difficult. It's very difficult. All that stuff in there, it's been growing for a long time. You think you're just going to go out there and pull those roots like that? That's not going to happen. You might have to get a shovel and dig down and really get in there, dig those things up. You know, you might be pulling it. Pull so hard you fall back on your butt to get some of those things out of there because they've been in there so long, so deeply rooted in your mind. And those are the kinds of things you got to watch for, because even if you pull it out, you're still probably not going to get all the root. And now it's going to start springing up again. And you got to watch for that. And when it springs up again, you got to be like, oh, no, you're not growing here, right? And so when you say, okay, that thought about it takes money to make money, that's not true. It doesn't take money to make money. It takes creativity to make money, right? So then all of a sudden somebody says, hey, Joe, check this out. Here's an opportunity here. It only costs $500 to get in. You're like, oh, crap. It takes money to make money. I don't have, oh, wait. Stop right there, Paul. It doesn't take money to make, it takes creativity to make money. Here's an opportunity, $500. How can I get $500? Where can I get $500 from? Right? And he said, let's look at that opportunity, Joe. Maybe within that opportunity, there's a way, I don't know what that opportunity is, but maybe there's an opportunity there for you to say, okay, I can get the $500 for that. You don't have the $500, but you can think creatively, and you can say, I know somebody that has the $500, and I can say, hey, look, Joe, and this opportunity, let's just say this opportunity offers you 50% of something, right? You say, hey, Joe, look, I got this great opportunity over here I want to show you. Check this out. You could get 30% of it, or you can get 20% of it, right? Or split it. I'll split it with you. 50-50. I got the opportunity, you got the $500. Let's do this, right? Creative. You don't have the $500. It doesn't take $500. It doesn't take money. It doesn't take you having money. It doesn't take you having that $500 to make the money off that opportunity. A little creative thinking, and you got Joe who's got $500. You share some of the profit with him. Joe's all in. Sure, you're not making the 50% all to yourself, but you're making something. You're making money, aren't you? A little creativity and you're making money, way more than the zero that you would have got with the old takes money to make money thinking, because you changed that piece of your programming. You didn't just pass that opportunity up because you thought, well, it takes money to make money and I ain't got $500, so I guess I'm out. Thanks for the opportunity, Brian, but nothing I can do about it, right? That's what we're talking about here. That's the kind of thinking that personal development starts to implant into your brain. That's why it's so important. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this show. Hope you enjoyed this final temporary hiatus, maybe. You know, hopefully I get this whole thing going on track. I get a lot more freedom in my life that I can bring this show back to Wisdom Wednesday, maybe all session long. I don't know, who knows. But for now, hiatus. New Up Day, Freedom Friday, Only 2 hangouts for the session. Moving forward here, starting this coming new op day, August 8th. There will be no Wisdom Wednesday, August 10th. And we will have a Freedom Friday, August 12th show for you guys. Good, powerful stuff. I hope you really get the power of personal development. Because if you're going to play with the big dogs, you got to think like the big dogs. Okay? All right, everybody. Have a great next couple of days. I will see you back here on Freedom Friday to get you prepped up and excited and enthusiastic and inspired for your celebration to get out there and move forward, hopefully in the direction of some personal development. You know what? Go out there, get on the internet, see if there might be a seminar in your town this weekend. Good chance there is. And you know what? Break down, spend a little money if you have to. You can generally get into these things for like $100. You can't even walk out of your house today without spending $100. I mean, really, come on. $100, you get 3 days. Okay? Go to one. If you're here in Phoenix, as a matter of fact, this weekend, this 5th, 6th, and 7th is the MME. This is a great one. Get out to the MME. Shoot me an email to propertynoodlers@gmail.com. I can send you a sign-up link for that. And you can get out there, and this is a great place to start. I've been to it. It's fantastic. Really put the power of changing your thought into your mind at the MME. That's the Millionaire Mind Experience, by the way. So, hey, guys, make it a great celebration. I hope, you know what, I hope I see a lot of emails from you guys wanting a link to get going to the MME. Until then, Freedom Friday. Oh, universe, I ask not for more wisdom. Yes, I do ask for more wisdom. I ask not for more riches, but for more wisdom to make better use of the riches given to me at birth, consisting of one of the greatest riches ever given to humankind is the power to control and direct their own mind to whatever end I might desire. Thank you very much. Well, guys, we'll see you back here Freedom Friday.